Hey, good afternoon today. Michael Carnes here with Walking the Crossroads with Michael. Beautiful fall day here in Nashville, Tennessee. You can see the leaves behind me. Gorgeous day. Hope you're having a great day, great week. Hope things are going well in your life. And if they're not, I'm sorry. And we're going to talk about, again, in the Crossroads series, how to get through those times, how to deal with crossroads, how to deal with things that happen that make you change the direction of your life, be they small or be they large. This is episode 14, and I use the word, and here it is. The word for the day is change. We all deal with change. It happens every day. I mean, some big changes, some small changes, but life is never status quo. It's never the same. It's always moving. It's going forward, and we certainly don't want to go backwards, obviously, but you wake up in the morning and it's a new day. It's a blank page. We talked about the blank page before. We don't know what's going to happen. Oh, we might have our plans. We might have our things to do list or our point of action list, as I like to do point of action lists. But, excuse me, what we do end up doing is going through the day and changing our minds, changing our direction, changing something, or something changes for us. And obviously we've talked about in the crossroads, there are good crossroads, there are bad crossroads. There are things that happen that are out of our control, things that happen that are within our control. So we need to deal with change. And I submit for you, and we'll go through this a little bit more obviously, but I submit to you that you embrace change, that you look forward to change. Yeah, we want to love our kids and love our spouses and and do our best in work. There's a lot of things that we need to set foundational planes for, but at the same time, in those planes, things are going to change. I mean, I was looking at some of the pictures of my kids the other day. We did those antique show pictures that are at the theme parks where you dress up in Western stuff or whatever. And we did a couple of those through the years, and it's interesting to see the change in the kids as they grow. We all grow every day. Our bodies are changing, so we need to embrace change and look at it as a positive in our life, even if that change happens because something negative happens. Again, whether it's a disaster, a trial, a tribulation, circumstances out of your control, a wreck, horrible sickness, not a horrible sickness, even, a good flu can knock you out for a loop for a little while. But embrace change, because as you do, you will grow to become a better person. You've heard the whole thing about going through trials by fire, and that the fire refines you to get to the other side, to get through those things, help you become stronger. These are all true things, and I will reiterate them over and over because they are truisms that you need to grasp hold of and hold on to your life. Now, the hard part about that is that when you change, especially negative change, again, let's use a disaster, your house burns up. Those are things that we have emotional ties to, and it's hard. It's really, really hard. And I am not going to negate the feelings of dealing with those kinds of crossroads, those kinds of changes. But again, when you get through them, when you have people to support you, and if you don't, again, get them, get around people, get into a church, get into a help group, there's a lot of these event groups now that you can join and be part of events. Get around people. I mean, I've said that before. I got a whole blog on it. But embrace the change so that it can become better. Here's the story for the day. Speaking of change, I was on the East Coast doing some work up there, flew home. It's 9 o'clock at night. Been a week gone, got my suitcases in my hands, come through the basement, water all in the garage. Now my house, the garage goes into the basement, and then you go up the stairs to the middle floor. That's where the kitchen is. Well, my first thing is looking, going, oh my gosh, this is all I need. The water in the house. I'm trying to sell the house, and I don't need this. And it's 9 o'clock at night, and I'm tired. So you can imagine, I mean, even me, who's trying to be Mr. Positive and Mr. Encourager, I'm rolling my eyes going, really, this is what I got to deal with now. But you know, I got into it. I ran upstairs. You know, ceiling tiles are falling down, insulation's falling down. The water must have been running for a couple of days. Fortunately, again, the silver lining is it was clean water, as opposed to other floods I've been in that have been muddy river water and wiped out everything. It was nasty. This hasn't been as nasty. It's just messy. So you deal with it. And I go up, and sure enough, the inlet to the ice maker, an O-ring had busted. It had just gone bad, and so it was spewing for at least a couple of days, I would assume, with as much water and damage as there was. So I'm looking at all this going, of course I turned the ice maker, you know, the water valve off, and I'm looking at the hallway floor, and it's already crowned, you know, it's laminate wood, so it's already crowned and it's swollen, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to change the floor, change the ceiling tiles, change the insulation, do all these things. And these aren't things I can help. I couldn't help an O-ring going bad. You know, I couldn't help that, to know. It wouldn't have done any good for me to know that ahead of time, you know, while I was gone, because I was in DC. I wasn't here. So you just grab hold, you roll up your sleeves, and you go, all right, so what am I going to get out of this? What's the good side of this, other than the fact that it was clean water? Well, I'm going to get a new floor in the hallway. I'm changing the look of my basement a little bit that I've wanted to do for a while, and now I'm forced into it. Some of the tile was a little dirty and old anyway, so I'm getting to change the ceiling tile downstairs. So, you know, there's always little positive things that you can look at for this. So, you know, you scratch, of course, I'm being Mr. Lazy, and it's taking me a little while. I'm going to watch a football game later today. I was out yesterday. Tomorrow I'm going to get back into it and try to get this thing done. But bottom line, and I go through all that to say that I'm no different than you, no different to your friend, no different to your relative. We all are going to have things that change. I was looking up change in the dictionary the other day and looking at synonyms. I mean, transformation, metamorphosis, about face, a variety, just tons of words that talk about how things are different than they were. And that's the thing about life, and that's why we have to embrace change, because if we do, then we can be positive about it and know that the change is going to make us better. It's different is not necessarily bad at all. You know, you get a new job, it could be a better thing. Maybe more money, maybe a better environment, maybe less money in a better environment. Who knows? But the point being is, as we go through our life, these crossroads are going to happen. Change will happen. And this is one of the things in this whole Crossroads series I want you guys to realize over and over again, is that things are going to happen. We are going to go through change. We are going to have crossroads, good and bad. So all of this is all I'm doing is to try to encourage us to utilize these times of change, these times of transformation, the time of metamorphosis, to become better people, to become better at who we are, so that we can encourage others, so that we can stand tall and not get bogged down in despair. I mean, could I have despaired? Could I have gotten angry? Could I have done all those kind of negative feelings with the water and the floor? Yeah, at who? At the water at the water line? That's not going to help anything. I saw a movie the other day. I loved it. One of the lines was that. Trying to remember the movie, and I forgot the movie, but I'll never forget the guy. He was being talked to. He says, "Aren't you worried? Things are going to go bad for you. Aren't you worried at all?" And he just looked, and he said, "Would it help? Would worry help? Would it have helped if I gotten angry at the water line in the situation? No, it won't help. What will help is, gee, let's get this done. Let's, you know, get through this. Let's celebrate this if it's a good crossroads and a good change. And if it's a negative change, what can I learn out of it? How can I become better?" So I want to encourage you all, please, embrace the change that happens every day in your life, because it's going to happen. Things are going to be different. I can guarantee you a month from now, a week from now, things are going to be different than they are today. There might be a lot of the percentage of your life that stays rolling along, but things are going to change. And of course, physiology-wise, we change in our bodies every day, you know, as we get older. I used to be a redhead, not so much anymore. So anyway, there you go. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Embrace the change that happens in life. Let it be good for you. Let transformation be good for you. And go forth and just take on the new day with a positive outlook, knowing that people care about you, I care about you, and I hope to hear from you. Don't forget to email me, like the page, and share it so that maybe others can understand and get encouraged by these words. Hopefully that's happening. So you guys take care. Until next time, this one's 14, going to 15, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.